Ooh, baby, this second batch is batching. This second batch is batching with a few exceptions. Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxiie with Roxiie Says, and we're going to talk about it today. We are reviewing Ready to Love Season 3, Episode 2. We got some chocolate, y'all. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm so excited to meet this new set of singles. But before we get started, I just have to say thank you all so much. As some of you already know, this is my very first time watching and reviewing Ready to Love, and y'all showed out on my first video. Y'all liked, y'all commented, y'all subscribed. So I just want to say thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get right into this review. All right, so it is week 2 and we're meeting the second set of singles. First up is Coley, and she is a 32-year-old flight attendant, and she says she's super confident because when she walks into any room, she turns heads, okay? And men have already told her that she is intimidating, but she says that a man should be motivated by a beautiful woman, not intimidated. And when she was speaking, I was like, period, Coley, period. But baby, by the end of this episode, I'm gonna be saying, go home, Coley, go home, okay? But as soon as she comes in, she meets Fritz, who is a 36-year-old financial analyst, and they make small talk about her being a flight attendant, and he's like, oh, so you get all those good benefits, right? But Fritz says that he loves to travel. He actually just came back from Rome last week, and in his confessional, he says that he's in a very comfortable place financially. He can travel without a problem, and he's been to 5 continents and 30 plus countries, and he's had a lot of fun during his travels. Okay, yeah, I wonder what kind of fun you were having. But for now, he's looking for something deeper. And in Coley's confessional, she says that she meets a lot of people being a flight attendant, but nothing has ever lasted. But you can already tell that he's feeling Coley, and she might be feeling him too, because when he says he hopes that her companion pass is open, she says it is. I was like, all right, Fritz. So he lets us know that he's not one of those alpha male type men who rushes to have sex, but when he marries his wife, they can do their thing on balconies all over the world. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. So next we meet Tay. Tay is my favorite, okay? Let me just get that out there. I love me some Tay. She is a 35-year-old nurse anesthetist, and she has such a bubbly personality. As soon as she walks in, Fritz looks at her and he's like, wow. He was like, wow. And I'm like, Fritz, Coley is still sitting right across from you, sir. Contain yourself, but he can't. He can't. So Tay lets us know that she's looking for somebody who is fine, okay? He needs to be tall, with muscles, and just a big old snack. She says that she's finally ready to date because she has been a professional student for years and she works very hard. So Fritz is immediately impressed by her career, and then she starts complimenting him. She was like, ooh, you look really nice, by the way. Your suit, your everything, you look real good. And he is just eating it up. And baby, did you see Coley's face? Did you see Coley's face? She was not feeling it at all. I'm like, yeah, Coley, you got some competition, all right? Step your cookies up. So next we meet Cam. He is a 33-year-old firefighter. I'm like, oh boy, another firefighter in the house. Remember Deanna from the first set, she is a firefighter as well, but she already says that she would never ever date a firefighter. And child, I quickly see why Coley is single, okay? Because she starts asking him questions like if he knows how to use the pole and if they keep damnations at the station. And Kim is entertaining her. He's cracking up, but later we gonna see him looking at her like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. So next we see Raquel, aka Rocky. She's a 36-year-old medical QA specialist, and she also writes poetry. And she tells us that she usually likes men with facial hair. She says she don't want no naked mole rat, okay? She wants a grown-ass man with a full beard. I said, okay, Rocky, okay. When she walks in the mixer, the first person who she meets is Khalil, and she's immediately attracted to him. And I had to do a double take because I was like, is that Future? He was giving Future, okay? And they immediately hit it off, realizing that they're from the same area. So Khalil is a 31-year-old roofing company VP, and he tells us that Rocky is dope and she was very easy to talk to. So we next see Rocky meet Cisco. Cisco is a 41-year-old divisionary liaison, and he's been doing amateur bodybuilding for about 12 years. So he lets us know that he got over his last relationship by working on himself and praying more. And I'm like, yeah, but what you do to break y'all up? What let me not blame you. What happened? And we're gonna find out in just a bit, okay? But child, at the mixer, this man is sweating a lot. So he asks Rocky if she would mind if he takes his shirt off. And of course, Rocky does not mind. And the ladies are there looking at him. None of them mind, okay? He still has his undershirt on though, right? So he didn't take everything off, but the ladies are like, damn. That's a big dog, okay? That's a big dog. She don't want no puppy. She want a big dog, and Cisco is a big dog, all right? So next we meet Hussein. He's a 42-year-old visuals manager, and when he walks in, everyone is already pretty much paired up and having their own conversations. But what caught his eye was Tay's floral dress. So he walks right over to her, real smooth, real smooth. He walks right over to her. She's already having a conversation with Khalil, but he politely asks Khalil if he can step in and have a word with Tay. Ooh, I liked that. I liked that. And I love that he complimented her, because so far we've seen the ladies give out a couple of compliments to the men, but we didn't see any of them compliment her. Of course, maybe things were edited out or whatever. I'm just going by what we see, okay? But either way, I immediately like these two together, and they've barely spoken. I just like their vibe, all right? So next we meet Rose, and she is a 38-year-old hairstylist, and she walks right up to Hussein and Tay, and she tells him, ooh, you look good. She was not playing. She was like, ooh, you look good. Child, the ladies are loving Hussein already. But I like that Rose and Tay keep it cute, and they even complimented each other as well. I liked that too, all right? So Rose lets us know that her goal is to become someone's wife, all right? And we see her running around the mixer, and she's introducing herself to everyone. Very fun, very flirty and friendly energy, and I am loving it, all right? When Rose meets Fritz, she was like, ooh, we got some chocolate. Ooh, how you doing? And she gives him a hug, baby. The way that I was cracking up, Rose says that while everyone else, right, they're on there, I don't need a man tip, I don't need a man. Rose says she needs her man. She says she wants a man and she needs a man, okay? She also lets us know that she had her first child at the age of 21, and although it was very hard, her son pushed her and made her the woman who she is today, because he added an extra responsibility, which made her more serious about her life goals. And when she asks Fritz if he's against dating a woman with a child, he says no, because then he gets to see what type of mother she'll be in real time. All right, child. So next we see Will. Will walks into the mixer, and I don't know why I laughed so hard just at seeing him walk in. Just at the sight of this man walking in had me cracking up. But I do hope, right? I was hopeful for Will, and I was like, hopefully he tones down the funny at this mixer, okay? But my hopes are completely shattered when he tells us that it's okay if women don't take him seriously. It's okay because he's not looking for a serious woman. And we already know just how unserious you are, Will. But this group, oh, they're about to find out, all right? So he starts off by doing a little freestyle with Khalil and Coley. And I wasn't mad at the freestyle. I figured it was a nice icebreaker. It got everyone laughing, all right? But that's enough, Will. Don't become the class clown at both mixers. But that is exactly what he's gonna do. But I also feel like Will should be able to be exactly who he is. And if you are bottom two tonight as well, then that's just who you are, okay? Bottom two Will. Sorry, not sorry. Child, I thought that he was done with the rapping, but then he goes over to Fritz and Rose, and he drops another freestyle talking about he's Will Smith, but he don't smack people for telling jokes. Okay, Will, go somewhere, all right? So next, Sahara walks in, and she introduces herself to everyone, and she lets us know that she's not gonna give homie vibes at this mixer. She's gonna bring sexy back. And when she said that, I was like, okay. All right, Sahara, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. She went home, right? She made some adjustments. She's still telling people that she's wetter than the desert, though, okay? She's not going to let that zinger go, but she says that she intends to step her game up for this mixer. And she also says that she brewed a little love potion. I said, Sahara, I thought you said you only do stuff like that to get rid of people. That's what you said. I knew that was a damn lie, all right? But her and Kim immediately start flirting, and he is feeling her. He really is. Her little potion, I guess it's working, all right? And her and Will share a funny moment when he sees her, and he's like, oh, hey, do I know you? She's like, no, I don't know you. You don't know me. We don't know each other, okay? And in this moment, I was like, I wonder if everyone knows that they're the rejects from the last mixer or not, but we're gonna find out eventually. All right, so Tommy arrives and everyone is so happy to see him, and he gives them a history lesson, letting them know that they are at Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was actually signed. But on this season of Ready to Love, they're here to put independence in the past and open up to falling in love and depending on someone else. All right, so make some connections and take it seriously, because the ones who don't will be eliminated. And I'm like, you hear that, Will? You got a second chance. Don't f it up. Don't do it. The only one who I have faith in, honestly, from the rejects is Sahara, but that faith ain't gonna last for too long, all right? So next we see the couples. Well, they're not couples yet, but we see the singles going on some dates, and we see Coley and Fritz. They're chatting it up, and he's like, are we in a competition? And Coley is like, no, of course not, unless you like men. Girl. See, Coley, you just don't be knowing what the hell to say. Beautiful girl, she just don't know what the hell to say, and she doesn't know how to flirt, all right? So next we see Rose and Hussein. She says if she had to build her own man, he would look just like him, okay? She tells him that she's a hairstylist who also makes her own hair oil, and he tells her that he's into interior design. But I noticed that during this conversation, Rose just seemed to be very excited, and I didn't feel like Hussein was on that same level of excitement. He just seemed a bit more nonchalant. Maybe that's just his demeanor, but just based on how it looks, he didn't look that interested, but we're gonna see that I was wrong, okay? So we do learn that Hussein is actually 6'7". I said, damn, that's a tall man. That's a tall man. He looked tall when he walked in, but I didn't know he was 6'7". And he says that he used to play basketball, but he realized that his true passion was interior design. And he says that he actually is vibing with Rose because he likes her creativity in addition to her beauty. I was like, okay, my bad. I couldn't tell, all right? So maybe he just isn't super expressive, but I could definitely see his attraction when he walked over to Tay earlier. So that's what I was comparing it to, all right? Because when he saw Tay, there was no doubt. So next we meet Shanice, and she is a 44-year-old residential habilitation CEO. She's a lot of other things too. We're going to get to that. And in her confessional, she says that Francisco is fine. She said Francisco is so fine, and she always liked guys who had that Puerto Rican Dominican look. And I'm like, okay, sis, but why is your titty hanging out like that? Why is it hanging out like that, baby? Oh no. Anyways, she also says that it's hard to meet people because she is a serial entrepreneur. And after a long day, who has time to go out for a date? You just want to shower and hop in the bed, okay? But we do see that her and Francisco, they hit it off immediately, all right? So child, next we see Will and Coley. They're chatting, and as soon as I saw them together, I was like, okay, see now these two jokers, they might actually work, okay? They both don't know what the hell to say. So let them be unserious together, okay? Because she just asked Fritz if he's there for the men, and now she's asking Will if he's secretly a woman. Girl, okay, let them be unserious together. She had so much swag in her confessional. What happened, sis? What happened? But she says that Will was a lot for her because he has a bit of a nervous laugh, and boy, was Will laughing. And I'm like, damn, Will, if Coley is looking at you sideways, then you are definitely off to a bad start, okay? Next, we see Sahara. And Sahara is telling Cisco that she is very flexible. Sahara. So we know that you're wetter than the desert, and now we know that you are very flexible. So you went home and you was like, okay, I'm not going to give homey vibes. I'm about to give hoe vibes. That's what you did. No in between, baby. You couldn't make any stops. You couldn't stop to get gas on the way. Nothing. You went straight from homey to hoe. Don't go on no date telling nobody that you're flexible, especially not a first date. Don't go on no first date telling people how wet you are. Like, don't do it, okay? Don't. So next we see Raquel, and she's telling the firefighter, his name is Cam, that she likes chocolate, but she was about to go to the vanilla side because the chocolate man been doing her wrong. Another thing, don't go on no first date telling people how hard it's been for you to date or how bad other men have been doing you. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Make up a story if you have to. Oh, my ex, he treated me like a queen, but he had to go to war. Make up something, okay? But make sure that they know that you are used to queen treatment and they have to treat you the same way, all right? So next we see Fitz, And he's telling Tay that she is a favorite amongst the guys. And he tells us that she is perfect and she came in super vibrant and glowing, and he's really feeling her, all right? He says that his birthday is next week and he was supposed to be in Panama, but he says he's just going to write the trip off because what he can gain from this experience is way more valuable than the money he spent on that little trip. And the way that Tay looked at him, Tay made the face like, that's the, ooh, he got money face. That's the face that she made, all right? So Tay lets us know that she really likes that Fritz is well-traveled and cultured, and she wants a man who can teach her something, and she feels like she can learn from him, all right? And child, Fritz lets us know that during the date with Tay, he wanted to call his mama and tell her that he just found her daughter-in-law. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cute. And they share a little high five, already loving their vibe together, all right? So next we see Rose, and she's getting hype after finding out that Cam is a firefighter. And he was like, oh, you like that, huh? You like that. Listen, you can tell that Cam is used to women fantasizing about firefighters. He said it in his confessional, okay? And you can also tell that he leads with that. And when he tells you that he's a firefighter, he's expecting for you to melt all over the place, okay? Next, we see Callie and Rocky, and they're bonding over their tattoos. And he has a tattoo of his older brother who unfortunately passed away by self-unaliving. And he said that that experience was extremely hard, of course, but it taught him that life is short and just how important love is. And he says that he does not want to leave this earth without pouring into somebody else. And through this tattoo conversation, they both realize that they have a lot in common, and they also vibe really well. But Rocky doesn't want to get too locked in on him before she's gotten a chance to meet the other guys, okay? So Rocky is still gonna make her rounds, and that's gonna come up later. And why do y'all have these people out here in the hot sun? I just gotta ask that question. At first I thought that Cisco was just trying to show off his muscles by taking his shirt off, but these people are hot. These people are sweating. Why y'all didn't make sure that they can keep all of their dates inside? Why y'all got them outside? That's just wrong, Tommy. That's just wrong. So next we see Cam. He's chatting with Blue. What's her name? The entrepreneur. Oh my God, what is mama's name? I can't remember her name. Y'all know who I'm talking. The one with the titty, okay? So he's chatting with her, and she works in healthcare. And then she says that she has a trucking company. And then she also says that she has an online store, and she used to be a celebrity stylist, and she's looking to build an app. Okay, she's doing a lot. She claims that she's doing a lot. And I'm like, either she's a go-getter or she's a scammer. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But Cam, he ain't feeling it because he feels like she'll be the type who won't know how to separate her work life from her home life. And we see her running down her resume to all the guys. And I'm just looking at her like, girl, you're going to be in the bottom two. You're going to be in the bottom two. We then see her meet with Khalil, and he is not feeling it either. And I don't think that it's coming from a place of insecurity with these men. Like, oh, she got a job. She make her own money. That mean I can't control her. Oh, she probably make more money than me. That's not the vibe that I'm getting. She's literally telling them on every date that she don't have time for a relationship. So girl, why are you here? Go home, okay? And even if you're claiming you're gonna make time, how much time can you possibly make when you got like 50 different jobs and businesses? I'm not knocking your hustle. I'm just saying these people are here for a relationship, and you just seem like a very busy woman, okay? So we see more clips of Coley being a damn airhead, talking about the first time she came to Philly, she saw pollution in the sky and they had to tell her that it was snow. And the way that Cam just chuckles and looks at her like, okay, this girl is a damn ditz, all right? Sis, go back and talk to Will. He's more your speed, okay? So next we see Cisco, and he's giving Tay some dance lessons for when he takes her to Puerto Rico. And he tells us that he absolutely loves her dress, and it makes her look like a goddess. And that's what caught his eye. Tay, never throw that dress away, okay? Because these men, they love the dress, girl. They love the dress. When he asks her if she's ever dated a Hispanic man, she says no, but you can speak to me in Spanish all night. You know, you can teach me a few things. All right, Sahara? You see, that was way smoother than I'm flexible. Okay, there's a way to do it. All right, mamas. Child Tay, she is feeling Cisco. And then we see him take his shirt off again. I said, all right, Cisco, I gave you a pass when you were outside because you were sweating and it was hot. But now you inside and you still taking your shirt off, talking about you trying to count your tattoos. But Tay, she wasn't complaining. She is feeling him. So they get into a deeper conversation about their past relationships. All right. So Tay says that she was in a relationship about 1.5 years ago, and it's been about 3.5 years for Cisco. Okay. He thought that she was the one, but the reason why things shifted in their relationship was because of her insecurities. All right. He says that she started getting upset at things like him just going to get a haircut. She was like, oh, why you got to go get a haircut? All right. And he starts by saying, one thing about me, when I'm in a relationship, I'm straight up, well, hold on. I have cheated before. I said, whoa. I said, whoa. And this is extremely triggering for Tay because her ex cheated on her. And Cisco was like, oh, I see your face. Your face changed as soon as I said that. And I'm like, well, what the hell did you expect? Did you expect her to give you a round of applause for cheating on your ex, sir? Like, what were you expecting? Yes, her vibe is going to change if you say something like that. And I'm a bit confused by his confusion. He's reminding me of old boy from the first batch who was surprised that he was in the bottom 2 when he has 5 kids and 3 baby mamas. What is confusing, huh? But Cisco says that he was young and he didn't know how to be in a relationship. But when he gets into a relationship now, he pretty much contacts all his hoes, okay? And he lets them know not to contact him anymore out of respect for his new relationship, all right? I need to know how long ago was young. How young were you, okay? Were you talking 19 or you talking 5 years ago? I need to know. But Tay says, look, everyone has a past. You were younger and it's part of your story, okay? And everyone does have a past, right? But how far in the past are we talking? That's the question that you need to be asking, Tay, all right? But in her confessional, she's like, the fact that he told me, the fact that he was so honest with me about it, oh my God, I respect that so much. Girl, that is part of the play, baby. A man telling a woman that he has cheated in the past on one of these shows is always a bad omen. Every single time, especially on Love is Blind, all right? And we watching Married at First Sight right now as well. I got my eye on someone else who told his girl that he's cheated in the past as well. They always end up doing some shit every single time. And she gives him a hug and she congratulates him for telling her that he cheated on his ex in the past. She's like, oh, Hercules, thank you for your honesty. And that is the first hug that Tay gives out. Okay, so she is really feeling Cisco. Cisco, if you mess with Tay, I'm gonna be mad because she's my favorite already, all right? So next up, we see that Rose is really vibing with Cam. She's really feeling his Mr. Clean Head. Her words, not mine, okay? I didn't say that. But you can see that on her dates, her main goal is to find out if these men want children and if they're open to dating a woman with children because she is a mother. And Cam said that at one point he didn't want any, but now he feels like he has baby fever. He says he wants the white picket fence, the dog, the kids, the house, all of that, all right? We find out that Cam has some tension within his family because he grew up very religious, and when he got older, he didn't follow what they wanted him to follow. So he's not religious, but he says that he's definitely open-minded and he isn't closed off to anything. But Rose says that she's very spiritual, and although her man doesn't have to be religious, he has to have some type of spiritual belief. And I'm like, Cam, so you don't believe in anything? God, the universe, the sun, Mother Nature, nothing at all? You don't think that there's anything higher than you? See, that's why the firefighters are on that list with cops, military men, pilots. They say that y'all have a God complex, okay? And now it's all coming together. Don't get in the comments talking about, well, I'm a this and I believe. Not everybody, okay? Okay, it's just a joke. So you can tell that he's trying to answer Rose's questions about spirituality in a very cautious way, okay? But if you pay attention to the way that he's answering it, he's not into it. He says that he doesn't have to believe or agree with what she believes in as long as he respects it, which I understand, but I honestly almost get the feeling that he resents spirituality because of how he grew up. any form of spirituality, I feel like there's a bit of resentment towards it. And since it's so important to Rose, I don't think that this is going to work. She's going to have to go ahead and wipe away Mr. Clean, okay? Don't try to force it. Don't try to make it work, Rose. Y'all are not on the same page. Because say y'all do stay together and y'all have children. Y'all aren't on the same page, so y'all aren't going to agree on how the children should be raised. He's going to be like, I don't want you forcing the kids to go to church or go to wherever, because that's what my parents did to me. Let them grow up and believe what they want to believe. And Rose is going to want to take the kids to church or to wherever she worships. It's going to be an issue every damn Sunday, Monday, whatever day. Okay, child, no one has time for that. All right, nip it in the butt now. So next we see Sahara. She's telling Fritz that the earth is flat. And he is very concerned. You can see the concern all over his face. He even asked her if she meant it, just to give her the benefit of the doubt, just to see if she was joking. And Sahara stands 10 toes down. She said, oh no, I believe that with all my heart and ain't nothing else to say about it. I said, okay. Okay, go on and scratch Fritz off the list, baby, all right? So next we see Coley. She's on a date with Hussein, and she's saying that she loves that he's tall and her type is tall. So in her confessional, the producers ask her, okay, what else in addition to tall are you looking for? And she's like, I don't care, just as long as he's tall. Girl, go home. And even in Hussein's confessional, he's like, when he first saw her in that red dress, he was like, wow. Oh my God. But after speaking to her, it's a no. Girl, you gonna be in the bottom two too. You are very unserious. Just send her home with Will. Pack them both up. And by the looks of it, Will already knows that he's going home because he's having a little chat with Cam. And Cam can see that Will is extremely nervous. And Will is already saying, hey, I wasn't appealing to the first set of 5 girls. I'm probably not appealing to these. So let me get some snacks before they kick me on up out of here. All right, Will, goodbye. Bye. So it's time for the guys to tell Tommy how things are going so far. Fritz, Will, and Hussein, they say that they're feeling Tay and they love that dress, all right? But Hussein says that he has a better connection with Rose since they both share a love for interior design, all right? But Cam is also feeling Rose as well, and he says that they share a lot of similarities. And I'm like, yeah, except for spirituality. But despite that, Rose is still on top of Cam's list. Why, Cam? Why is she still at the top of your list? Child. Anyways, Khalil says that he was feeling Rocky from the very beginning. And when he asked Cisco for his list, Cisco says, well, my list is Tay, and Tay. I said, all right, I know that's right. When Tommy asks who they aren't feeling, Khalil and Cam say Shawnice because all she spoke about was business and she didn't really mention wanting a relationship. Fritz says Sahara because she comes on a bit too strong, all right? Francisco says Coley because he isn't feeling her energy and he actually feels like she was more excited when Tommy walked in than anything else. And Tommy, he points to his wedding ring. He's like, don't put me in that. And he's like, I know, don't worry. I'm just telling you what I observed, okay? And both Hussein and Cam say that the convo with her was very surface level, all right? So then Tommy, he goes and he asks the ladies what they're feeling. Rose says that she likes Fritz and Shawnice also says that he seems very smart and they love that he travels. Tay says she's feeling everybody. She is feeling everybody, but especially Francisco. Coley says that she's feeling, did she say Francisco or who did Coley say she's feeling? I can't remember who she said that she's feeling, but the reason why is because he's tall. I'm like, girl, Rocky is feeling both Khalil and Cam, and she says that she has a lot in common with Khalil, but when she said Cam's name, there was a little, like a little moan at the end of it, and Tommy picked up on it. He was like, hey, what's going on with that, all right? So Sahara says that she likes Cam too because he was looking at her like she was lunch, and she liked that, okay? Sahara is a mess. Sahara is a mess. So as far as least favorite, Rose said that Cam is her least favorite because of his lack of spirituality. And I am so happy that she is Xing him off of her list early. The fact that he put her as number 1 when they have fundamental different views on something that is so important is crazy to me. And it shows that he does not listen, okay? He doesn't listen. Tay says, I don't want to send nobody home. And Tommy's like, Tay, Tommy's like, Tay, come on, come on. But she eventually says Khalil because she didn't really get to connect with him. And Sahara says the same thing, all right? Coley says Will because he's bald and he doesn't listen. All right, girl. Rose also says Will because he's more like a homie. So the bottom two men are Khalil and Will. Is anyone surprised that Will is back in the bottom two? He sure ain't surprised, all right? And I do not like that Khalil is in the bottom two. He should not be there with Will, all right? This round should just be a bottom one. And this group of ladies, they don't even know that he is twice divorced yet. He hasn't even told them that news, all right? So Tommy tells Khalil that the ladies feel like the other men just got more of their attention. See, that's not a problem. That doesn't mean that anything is wrong with Khalil. He just needs more time with them, all right? That's all. And when they meet the other batch of men, they're going to be happy that Khalil is still there, okay? Trust me. But Khalil does acknowledge that maybe he spent a bit too much of his time with Rocky, and he should have allocated that time better so that he could have made multiple first impressions with all of the ladies, all right? As for Will, the women felt like he gives friend vibes. And in his confessional, he's like, wow, it's weird hearing this for a second time. Is it though, Will? Is it? The only thing that you changed from the first mixer is that you didn't tell them that you're twice divorced. That's the only thing that you changed, okay? So they ultimately vote for Will, and Tony brings Will to the front of the class, and he tells everyone that Will was in the bottom two at the first mixer too. I said, damn. I said, damn, not him telling on you, Will. Not him telling everybody that you were rejected 2 times, okay? So Tommy gives this speech and he's like, look, I gave Will a second chance and he was brave enough to come out here another time. And I just want to congratulate him for overcoming obstacles. Tommy, he didn't learn a damn thing though. He didn't learn anything. And I'm happy that Tommy shook his hand and let him know that there would be no third chances because there shouldn't be. In Will's confessional, he's like, I don't know what went wrong, but women turn me down all the time. I'll be okay. I'll be smiling tomorrow. No self-reflection at all. He's just laughing and laughing. Everything is funny. Yeah, just go home, Will, because you're wasting everybody's time at this point. And his laugh, it went from annoying to straight up creepy, in my opinion, all right? It's giving serial killer, all right? So the bottom two ladies are Coley and Shanice. The guys feel like it's very hard to communicate with Coley because she has a wall up, and I'm like, that's just a polite way of them saying that you're an earhead, baby. That's all they're saying, all right? And in her confessional, she's like, I've never heard anyone tell me that. It's hard to have a conversation with me. Yeah, because they're not saying it to your face. They said it amongst each other. See how that works, all right? So as for Shanice, Tommy tells her that the men feel like her conversations lean too much on the professional side and they're here for something more personal. So child, they vote for Coley. But Tommy wants to be fair, so he says, what would you say if I wanted to give you a second chance just like I did for Sahara and Will? And Coley looks at Tommy and she said, I would say, don't waste my fucking time. I was like, whoa, girl. I was like, whoa, girl. When I tell you, that had me cracking up. It really did. But honestly, I was not surprised by that response because she looked pissed that she was even in the bottom two. Her ego is definitely bruised, okay? She came in real confident. She thought that she was going to bag all the fellas up, but instead, she was actually voted off. And the fact that she's such a beautiful girl and the guys are still like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, I know that had to hurt. I know it had to hurt. And in her head, she was like, I thought my looks would be enough, but clearly they weren't with this batch of men. So Tommy asks her, why? Why don't you want to meet the other group? And she's like, well, if they not feeling me, then they not feeling me. And in her confessional, she says that she doesn't want to be like Will and be voted off for the second time. So she's just going to leave now. So Tommy has to break it down and do the math for her. And he says, okay, but there are 8 more singles here, okay? So that means that the other men that you haven't met yet might like you, okay, Coley? Do you understand? And when he breaks it down for her, she's like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll stay. Child, the way a different host would have thanked her for her services and told her to get the on, because that's definitely what I would have said. Don't waste your time, girl, don't waste mine, okay? And that's exactly where the episode ends, and I am so excited for the next episode. I can't wait for these people to come and mix up and get messy. Ooh, I know it's gonna be a time, and I know it's gonna be a mess. Let me know all of your thoughts and all of your predictions. Who do you think is gonna link up? Who do you think is gonna jump jump ship and hop on to somebody else. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you're made aware every time I post a new video. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.